Today we're going to talk about Great Strength Bodhisattva's perfect penetration. This is part of the Shagama Sutra and is also considered one of the 5 main Pure Land Sutra. Amitabha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and Great Strength Bodhisattva are called the 3 sages of the Western Pure Land. Great Strength Bodhisattva is called Great Strength because of his virtue and wisdom. He's so powerful whenever he raises his hand, moves his feet, the entire earth shakes and trembles. In the beginning of the sutra, it says Dharma Prince, Great Strength, together with 52 Bodhisattva of similar rank, arose from his seat, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, I remember when as many eons ago as there are sands in the Ganges, a Buddha called Limitless Light appeared in the world. In that same eon, there were 12 successive thus come ones. The last was called Light Surpassing the Sun and the Moon. That Buddha taught me the Buddha recitation Samadhi. Great Strength Bodhisattva is called the Dharma Prince because he's someone who is going to inherit the throne and reach Buddhahood. He and 52 Bodhisattva, they are basically people who are practicing the same Bodhisattva way of chanting Amitabha Buddha's name. That's how they become enlightened. They are all fellow classmates. They rose from their seat to describe how they reached Samadhi. Many eons ago, there was a Limitless Light Buddha. It's the same name as Amitabha Buddha, whose name means infinite light. The last Buddha was called Light Surpassing the Sun and the Moon. He taught Great Strength Bodhisattva the Buddha recitation Samadhi. Samadhi means proper concentration. When you can concentrate your mind on the name Amitabha, you can reach enlightenment. That's what Great Strength Bodhisattva did. So he is trying to explain how he reached enlightenment to us. He used 2 analogies. Suppose there were a person who always remembers someone else, but the someone else he remembers has entirely forgotten about him. One person keeps thinking about someone else, but that someone else forgot about him. This person is Amitabha Buddha. He's always thinking about us, but we always forget about him. We always turn our back on Amitabha. We follow the 6 sense objects of the world. Even if we are a Pure Land practitioner, we might chant 1 hour a day, but 23 hours we are minding our own business and we forgot about him. But if 2 such people were to meet, even if they were to see each other, they will not take notice, they will not recognize each other. A lot of times we feel lonely, afraid, and fearful. That's because we don't know Amitabha is with us all the time. We're never alone. It's always us and Amitabha, but we don't recognize him. That's why we don't know his presence. He is always with us. We should never be alone. If 2 people remember each other until the memory of each is deep, then in life after life they will be together like a form and its shadow, and they will never be at odds. On the other hand, if they always remember each other, if I remember Amitabha and Amitabha, of course, always remembering me, our memory of each other is very deep, always thinking of each other, then we will be together like an object and a shadow, and we will never be in opposition or in conflict. We're always together in our heart. Last summer, we went to a vegetarian restaurant. After we're done eating, Mother had to go to the restroom, so we were waiting outside in the parking lot. There came a monk. I immediately bowed to him, and he started telling me about the Dharma, how to cultivate the mind and the body and our speech. He went to his car and took out a big picture of Shakyamuni Buddha, and said, "Here, this is for you." I was so happy, and this all happened in the parking lot of a restaurant. I don't know his name, he doesn't know my name, but we are connected in the Dharma. This is the law of attraction. Whatever you think about all day long, that's what you will attract into your life. So we need to think about Amitabha all day long. The other example is out of pity for living beings, the thus come ones of the 10 directions are mindful of them as a mother remembers her child. If a child runs away, of what use is the mother's regard? Buddha is like the mother, and we are like the child. If we don't remember him and run away from home, then no matter how much the mother thinks of us, it's useless. We'd rather be a beggar in the 3 worlds of samsara and turn our backs on enlightenment. That's how sad it is. On the surface level, this mother is Amitabha Buddha. On the deeper level, this mother is our original enlightened mind. We all have it originally. We should remember who we really are. When we start chanting the name Amitabha, that's the process of actualization of enlightenment. And soon we will reach final enlightenment. The original enlightenment and process of actualization of enlightenment and the final enlightenment is all one enlightenment because we just have one mind. So know who we really are. Do not run away from your own ultimate nature. But if the child remembers his mother in the same way that the mother remembers the child, then in life after life, the mother and the child will not be far apart. If the child always remembers the mother, then they will be together forever. If we remember our true nature, either we are walking, standing, sitting, lying down, remember we are the Buddha. We are the same as Amitabha. Have Amitabha in our mind and be mindful of the present moment of what we are doing. So walk like a Buddha, stand like a Buddha, sit like a Buddha, lie down like a Buddha. Then you are the Buddha at this moment. You don't have anywhere to go. You don't have to look anywhere else. You have already arrived. That's what the Chen Buddhism or Zen Buddhism is teaching us. It is exactly the same as Pure Land Buddhism. So there's actually no sects of Buddhism. We are all together as one whole Buddhism. We can do this through chanting of Amitabha, just remembering the Buddha. Every breath, we are the Buddha. So remember the mother. If living beings remember the Buddha and are mindful of the Buddha, certainly they will see the Buddha now or in the future. So this means we remember Amitabha. It's not just chanting his name, actually know his heart, know his vows, and know his deeds, and be like him. Buddha's heart is full of compassion, sincere and pure and enlightened. His vow is to save all sentient beings. We should have the same Bodhisattva vows. And Buddha's deed is to follow the precepts exactly. Then we should follow the precepts exactly. That is called remembering the Buddha, mindful of the Buddha. If you do that, then you'll definitely see Buddha. We will see Buddha in this lifetime in 3 ways. One is in our dream. Buddha might come into your dream to encourage you. 2 is when you're in deep meditation, you can see Buddha. Lastly, you'll definitely see Buddha in the moment of death. Amitabha will keep his promise and come escort you to his Western Pure Land. So we'll definitely see him then. And we will see him in the future. That means in the Western Pure Land. When your lotus flower opens up and you see him, that's when you're really enlightened. So if you remember Buddha, you will see Buddha for sure. If someone always remember the Buddha, they will never be apart from the Buddha, and their minds will awaken by themselves without the aid of expedience. So if we always remember the Buddha, chant Buddha's name, think of Buddha's virtues, his mind and his vows, then we will be awakened by ourselves. How do we know if we're awakened? When we eliminate our afflictions. Situation or affliction that's bothering us will disappear. We will feel blissfulness and peace in our mind. Then we know our heart has opened up and we are awakened. We are one with the Buddha. A person who has been near incense will carry a fragrance on his person. It is called an adornment of fragrant light. So if we chant Amitabha, Buddha's name, it's like we are always near incense. We permeate with this fragrance. We don't have to create this fragrance. It's already created by Amitabha and will be glowing in his golden light. Everybody that remembers him will have this golden light. So it will naturally manifest. Great strength Bodhisattva said, on the causal ground, I use the mindfulness of Buddha to enter into patience with non-protection of Dharma. For his own self-enlightenment, he used the mindfulness of Buddha to reach patience of non-production of Dharma, which means he understands the emptiness of the self and emptiness of all Dharma. On the other hand, to save all sentient beings, he said, now in this world, I gather all those that are mindful of the Buddha and bring them back to the Western Pure Land. He already made a vow. In this world, he will protect all those that chant Amitabha, Buddha's name, help them in their practice, and at the end will bring them back to the Pure Land. That's his Bodhisattva vow. So he said, Buddha asked about perfect penetration. I will select none other than gather in the 6 organs through continuous pure mindfulness to obtain samadhi. This is the foremost method. So Buddha asked about how he become enlightened. He gathered in the 6 organs and have continuous pure mindfulness of the name Amitabha, and that's how he obtained proper concentration, samadhi. That's the foremost method we can all use. At least we can all reach continuous linked recitation. That means your recitation can go for a period of time without any interruption, without any scattered thoughts. If our recitation is not effective, we need to find out the factor that is rendering the ineffectiveness of our Pure Land chanting. So we need to find out why. If it's a certain person or a certain situation that always takes your mind away from your chanting, realize that you are attached to the situation, not to eliminate the situation or the person, but to eliminate your attachment to the situation. Know that it's all conditioned and non-existing. Why are you bothered and carried away by this situation or this person? You should come back to your Amitabha. It is the only thing that should be on your mind 24 hours a day. Know Amitabha and know you are with him. Know that you are the Buddha nature. That's all you have to remember. That's the foremost important thing in our lives. So understand what is Buddha recitation, samadhi, and if we really do this lifetime, our chanting will be effective and we will definitely go to the Western Pure Land. So that's a class for today. Thank you for listening. Amitabha.